Good morning, I'm Larry Jennings. I'm the chairman of the Baltimore Municipal Golf Corporation, which is the finest golf corporation in America. I'm also the co-founder of Valstone Partners. We have been a sponsor of various events, say for the Golf Corporation. As a non-profit organization, we believe strongly in philanthropy and giving back to our local community in Baltimore. We believe that the golf courses are anchor institutions. Therefore, we could not be more excited to host the second annual Baltimore Golf Week featuring the Mayor's Cup, which will take place June 3rd through the 9th. I'm also proud to be the chair during a period of time where we have a golf-playing mayor. In my lifetime, we have not had a mayor of Baltimore that is obsessed with golf like the mayor is. So I thank you. As chair of the Baltimore Golf Week featuring the Mayor's Cup, I look forward to raising funds for Baltimore City's YouthWorks program. Programs that help provide jobs, summer jobs to thousands of youth in the city and help them gain valuable experience in the workplace. We are looking for other area corporate sponsors. Valstone, again, has signed on as a major sponsor, and we look forward to getting other corporate sponsors to help out. We encourage everyone to visit the classic5golf.com to see how they can get involved. Baltimore Golf Week featuring the Mayor's Cup events. We have the Mayor's Cup, which is the premier event. We have the $1 Million Hole-in-One, which I think we made too hard last year. Let's just kind of ease up on everyone.
Please.
We have the $50,000 hole-in-one shootout at Forest Park, and we have various skill contests and events will also be held at the golf courses. I'd like to proudly introduce Mayor Pugh, world-class golfer, best mayor in America, and a dear friend.
Larry stayed on point, can you believe it? But let me first, Larry, say thank you. For those of you who don't know, last year this event raised over $100,000 for our young people, so let's give that a round of applause. You know, I know there were those out there that didn't believe it could be done, but in fact it has been. And so we look forward to just moving this particular program forward. I get excited every time I think about the opportunity to raise money for YouthWorks. YouthWorks last year put some 8,600, almost 9,000 young people to work last summer. And I can tell you that there were 12,000 young people who applied. We really don't want to leave one child behind. We do want to make sure that every child who applies does get an opportunity to work. So this contributes to that effort. So Jason Perkins Cohen, who is our director of the Mayor's Office of Employment Development, thank you so much for all that you do on behalf of all of the young people in Baltimore City. It's, you know, it's about raising almost $20 million if we're going to accomplish the goal of making sure that every child who wants to work gets to work. Yitzi, who is the council person for this area, Yitzi, stand up. Thank you. I know you've got a lot of sponsors that you can help bring to the table with us. And so, you know, we're excited that you are here. Let me also stop and take a pause a moment and say welcome to my country club, because this is in fact my country club. Right. This is where I learned how to play golf. This is where I, every chance I can get, try to get some golf in, which has been far and few between this year. I think my country club fans could actually attest to that, because what I would do sometimes is just roll up, jump out of the car and say, can I get a few holes in, and they allow me to do so. But it is one of the most relaxing and greatest sports that you can play. It's one of those sports that really follows you through a lifetime. And I'll never forget, you know, learning to play here. And I was actually doing some community work, and someone said to me, a young lady said to me, what are you doing on Tuesday nights? I think I was in the state senate at that time, and I said, what I usually do, and that is out in the community. And she says, well, what are you doing on Tuesday night? I said, well, I think it was Tuesdays, was our women's program. She said, well, you got to come up to Forest Park. She said, they are giving free classes for women to learn how to play golf. Well, she doesn't play today, but I do. And what was so great about this was that the coaches here at Forest Park paid so much attention to making sure that we learned all of the basics of golf. I mean, really learned. And those of us who took it so seriously, as they would say to me, after every lesson, I would be standing across the street, hitting as many balls as I possibly could. And at that time, the putting green was right out front, and I would do that as well. And somebody said, "You're really serious about this game." And I am serious about this game. But I'm also serious about what this particular event does. And so it is, the event begins on the second, this will be the second annual fundraiser. It begins on June the 3rd through June the 9th, 2019. We're announcing this early because we want you all to seriously take this as an important event for our city, for our young people. So we're going to be galvanizing sponsors. We want to make sure that this, again, is productive. We raised $100,000 last year. We can raise $250,000 this year, but it's how we all come together and make this work. So with that, I'll take a moment to introduce Jason Perkins Cohen, who is the Director of the Mayor's Office of Employment Development. And you all please give Larry Jennings, who initiated this idea, a big round of applause. We appreciate you. We appreciate you. You know, and before you get up, Jason, let me just say this to you. These golf courses are real assets in our community. I mean, when you think about the greening and the trees and the opportunity, we've got a first tee program here for young people, and we want to keep these golf courses going in Baltimore. I have no intentions of doing anything other than to enhance them and to increase participation on them. So we're really grateful again for all of you all who take time or spend a little money at our golf courses, because it is a little money. It's not a lot to, I tell them to belong to my country club or to participate in a golf game. So again, thank you. And with that, Jason Perkins Cohen.
Good morning. Thank you, Madam Mayor, and thank you to Larry and Tom and John for making YouthWorks the lucky recipient of the donations. I do have to complain a little bit. You know, you have us here at 10 o'clock in the morning on a beautiful day. You have dressed in a suit. I mean, that's not right. And we should be, you know, wearing our teeing off. Absolutely. Again, YouthWorks is Baltimore's summer jobs program. It's for young adults between the ages of 14 to 21. And they work 25 hours a week, 125 hours each summer, and it's incredibly important. But you know, when you think of a teenager, right, there's some stereotypes that go with teenagers. I'm not saying that they're right, but you think of teenagers as young people that want to live in the here and now, young people that maybe they procrastinate. As a parent, you say take out the trash at, say, 4 o'clock on a Sunday, and they say later, Dad, but they get around to it. But when it comes to YouthWorks, you know, here we are in November, and in about 2 months we're going to open the portal, January 2nd, which allows young people to actually first apply for YouthWorks. And by the time we go to work, hundreds of young people, teenagers, will have already registered for YouthWorks. And by the time we lay our heads on our pillows on January 2nd, on a Wednesday, a random Wednesday, we'll be over 1,000 young people already, just on one day, that will have registered for YouthWorks. And in a week, it'll be thousands and thousands of young people. And the mayor mentioned 12,000 last year. So whatever these stereotypes of young people are, when it comes to their future and their summer, they're not playing around. They are not procrastinating. They're ready to work. And we as adults have to honor that commitment. And I'm so grateful again to Larry and Tom and John for stepping out and taking action, not just talking about it, but actually doing something that made a difference to hundreds of young people last summer who, but for this golf course and this donation, would not have had that opportunity last summer. And this summer, they're the first. They're number one. They've come out the gate early and been really creative in coming out with a way to support this program. I hope other organizations and institutions, some that maybe not have to do with golf, come up with other creative strategies so that we can put our city to work. Again, I'm so grateful to you all, and I'm so grateful to the mayor. I've said this before, you know, you hear her talk about it when the camera's on and the lights are going. You don't see all the work that she does for YouthWorks when the cameras are off. That is so important to the running of this program. And now it is my privilege to honor one of our former youth workers, current youth workers, Taylor Jones, who's had a really interesting history with YouthWorks, and I'm looking forward to hearing her talk. Thank you so much.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen.
Good morning.
Before I begin, I would first like to thank Madam Mayor, YouthWorks, the City of Baltimore, and all of the amazing individuals who have chosen to join us here this morning. When mentioning YouthWorks in the City of Baltimore, many youth will mention the term summer jobs as the most befitting description of this program. While there is a portion, it is not necessarily reflective of every aspect that this program has to offer. Jobs are used to fund everyday life necessities that promote stability and provide comfort. Careers are dreams manifested into reality, fueled by chance, risk, passion, and those who are truly unordinary. When originally crafted, YouthWorks provided youth in Baltimore City with jobs, but with the help of generous donors and promotion, the program has had the pleasure of adding a second edition entitled the YouthWorks Private Sector, an edition dedicated to filling the gap between youth and career paths. Before we go any further, I think it would be best to not only introduce myself, but to provide insight on my correct connection with this program that I have promoted so heavily for the past 4 years. My name is Taylor Jones, and I'm a 19-year-old senior at Morgan State University, where I'm majoring in multimedia journalism.
Yay!
Journalism has become a true passion of mine over the short span of 2 years that I have been pursuing it. The most intriguing part of this entire pursuit thus far would be my newfound hunger for creativity, innovation, and gaining the trust of people from all backgrounds. For the last 4 summers, I have been hired by YouthWorks, and for 3 of those years, I have served as a student leader in the YouthWorks private sector. The YouthWorks private sector has been the sole contributor to leveling my playing field as far as reaching my career goals. I have had opportunities to interact and be introduced to many respected individuals who hold numerous titles, in not only government offices, but Fortune 500 companies as well. I thought of many ways that I could tell of all the good that the YouthWorks private sector has done, but instead I will tell a story that has taught me the importance of perfect timing and opportunity. For 2 years of my Hire One experience, I interned with Baltimore's Gas and Electric Company, BGE. For my first year, I served as a human resources intern, and after expressing my passion for journalism, I was able to intern with BGE again that following summer as a communications intern. That second year of interning was simply a sample of the work and drive that goes into the communications field as a whole. Much of my time, I was mentored by Linda Foy, the senior manager of Baltimore Gas and Electric Company's communications department. That summer was super motivating as I had my first on-air talent appearance where I covered the company's Scholars Luncheon. I was also able to attend interview appearances, assist with speech writing, blogs, and blogs. The most enriching part of that entire experience would be our visit to all of the local news stations where I met Patrice Harris, a news anchor on Fox 45's morning news who inspired me to follow my dreams of becoming a news anchor. I was able to view a live taping of the show, and being able to see a manifestation of my dreams before beginning college helped me to confirm that I was choosing the correct path. My summer was so amazing that the following summer I had already expressed my interest in returning to BGE with Mr. Timothy and Ms. Dowles about 5 times before summer placement began. The most peculiar thing about waiting for placement this past summer was that I received a job offer from Charm TV before BGE. Granted, I was awarded both opportunities, but Charm TV came about a month earlier, and after my interview, I was given the job. I was reached out to directly this summer from Mr. Robert Matthews, the Director of Human Resources at BGE. He was a close mentor of mine who has always made my experiences at BGE informative and positive. By the time Mr. Robert reached out, I had already committed to another position because I thought that he would reach out to my job coaches at YouthWorks. Due to me priorly committing to spending my summer with Charm TV, I had every intention of staying true to it. So I spent this past summer interning with Charm TV, a station dedicated to covering mayoral and city events. There I was able to work on AdFrame, a summer music and arts festival where I served as a tent producer. I met lots of local and national artists and played a major role in coordinating on-air interviews. I had so much fun working that festival as opposed to simply attending. The production and behind-the-scenes aspect was exhilarating. Being able to see the work and individuals that I needed to flawlessly plan for acts on that scale was magical almost. After seeing that and watching the artists perform, it made me have more appreciation for concerts. This past summer, I once again received a confirmation that this path that I have chosen career-wise is the right choice. From the whole experience, I learned that while BGE will forever hold a top spot in building my career, becoming comfortable in the YouthWorks program is impossible because I have consistently been pushed outside of my comfort zone, which is why I feel that all youth in Baltimore City should be able to experience this amazing program. Like any other great program, it takes funding. In order to properly compensate and host the youth the entire summer, help other youth like me stop their quest for jobs and begin the steps to their dreams, because dreams are meant to be manifested. Thank you.
Thank you. I would like to welcome the mayor back so she can close out in a way that I can't.
First, let's give our student another round of applause. If that doesn't give you enough boost to understand how important this program is, I don't know what would. And so I want to say thank you again, my fellow Morganite, and thank you for spending your time at Charm City TV. And we hope that you'll probably come back, hopefully. And we probably have some other opportunities for you as well. But let me close this out by saying to you all, this is an important event. And it is important because it is about our youth. It is important because it helps to raise money. And again, I can't thank Forest Park and all of our other wonderful golf courses enough. And Mr. Ladd, thank you so much, and all of you all who are participating in this. And Larry, thank you for incubating this idea. But more importantly, we look forward to the $250,000 at least that you all will raise this go around. Because we're getting started early, so sponsors, we need you. Anybody and everybody who enjoys the sport, but more importantly, enjoys seeing our young people work. Thank you all, and thank you.